Somewhere beneath a vast green canopy, where moonlight barely touches the forest floor, the rainforest begins to soften. Leaves breathe out the warmth of the day. Moist air settles like a blanket, and in the spaces between roots, bark, and fallen petals, a quieter world slowly awakens. Tonight, we are not rushing anywhere. We are simply listening. Welcome to Sleepy Nature Sleep, where the wild grows soft and curiosity becomes calm. Tonight, let your thoughts follow the rhythm of the earth, your breathing settle like evening wind, and your mind wander gently through the quiet wild. Imagine yourself standing still in the Congo Rainforest as night arrives. Not the dramatic kind of night, but a patient one, the kind that takes its time, the kind that doesn't announce itself, but slowly becomes. Above you, towering trees hold centuries of memory. Below you, unseen lives begin their gentle work. This story is about those small lives, the ones we rarely notice, the ones that do not ask for attention. Insects, quiet caretakers of the rainforest, move through the dark with calm purpose. Some glide on soft wings, others trace slow paths through leaf litter. Many never leave the shadows at all. They pollinate without applause. They recycle without recognition. They feed the forest so the forest can keep dreaming. As you settle in, allow your body to rest just as the forest does. There is nothing you need to understand right away, nothing to remember, just a slow unfolding of sound, image, and thought, like moss growing on stone. If you're enjoying this gentle journey, you're warmly invited to join our growing circle of listeners, people who come here not to be entertained, but to unwind. And if you'd like to support this quiet space, even in the smallest way, it helps keep these calm stories flowing freely, like rain returning to the forest. Now, let the edges of the day blur. Let the world outside soften. Tonight, we are entering a place where patience is a survival skill, where cooperation is silent, and where even the smallest creatures shape the future of the forest. In the Congo Rainforest, insects are not background noise. They are the breath beneath the leaves, the unseen hands holding everything together. As your breathing slows, we begin our journey, not with answers, but with attention, a gentle curiosity, a willingness to notice what usually goes unnoticed. Let us step softly beneath the leaves and listen to what the rainforest is quietly asking us to remember. As night settles more deeply into the Congo Rainforest, a gentle question begins to form, not spoken aloud, but felt. It drifts between the trees and rests beneath the leaves, where the air is cool and still. The question does not hurry. It does not insist. It simply waits. What does a forest remember? Not memory as humans know it, filled with images and stories, but a quieter kind, a memory held in repetition, in patterns that return again and again, in paths traced so softly they seem invisible unless you pause long enough to notice. Beneath your imagined feet, the forest floor holds layers of time. Fallen leaves from yesterday rest beside leaves from years ago, slowly becoming soil. Insects move through these layers with ease, as if guided by an understanding older than thought. They follow trails worn smooth by generations before them, not because they are told to, but because the forest itself remembers. Every ant path, every burrow, every softened log carries a trace of what came before. The rainforest remembers rain through the way water flows gently downhill. It remembers sunlight through the shape of its canopy. And it remembers life through the countless small creatures that continue their work without pause or praise. Insects are among the forest's most faithful memory keepers. They do not store the past, they live it. Their instincts are shaped by long seasons of balance, when to emerge, when to rest, when to move slowly, and when to remain still. In their quiet routines, the past continues into the present without interruption. As you breathe calmly, imagine this question settling beside you. There is no need to answer it. Questions like this are not meant to be solved. They are meant to be felt, like the weight of a blanket or the steady rhythm of breathing. Perhaps the forest remembers how to be patient. Perhaps it remembers how to renew itself without struggle. Perhaps it remembers that nothing needs to rush in order to endure. In the Congo Rainforest, memory is not held tightly. It is shared softly, through soil, through roots, through wings that brush lightly against the night air. Even endings are remembered kindly, transformed into nourishment for something new. Let this question remain open as you listen. Let it rest where effort dissolves. Tonight, there is no need to know. There is only the comfort of wondering and the calm of knowing that the forest has been remembering how to be whole for a very long time. And now, as the question settles quietly beneath the leaves, we allow ourselves to follow it, slowly, gently, into the deeper landscape of the rainforest, where answers are never hurried and rest comes naturally. Before we follow the quiet lives of insects, we take a moment to simply arrive, not to analyze or define, but to feel the landscape that holds everything together. The Congo Rainforest stretches out in layered calm, a living place shaped by time rather than urgency. Above, the canopy forms a wide green ceiling, softened now by night. Leaves overlap leaves, creating patterns that seem to breathe. Gaps between branches allow thin ribbons of moonlight to drift downward, never fully reaching the forest floor, but touching it just enough to remind it of the sky. Below, the ground rests in gentle shadow. The soil is dark and rich, holding moisture like a memory. Fallen leaves lie where they landed, curling slightly at the edges. Twigs, seeds, and petals settle into quiet stillness, becoming part of a surface that is never truly still, only slow. This is a place built in layers, air above, leaves in between, soil below, and within every layer, life moves softly. Insects do not belong to one single space here. They move between worlds, climbing, burrowing, hovering, resting. Their presence is subtle, but constant, like a low note held beneath a melody. The Congo Rainforest is warm, but not heavy. Humidity wraps around everything, smoothing edges, softening sound. Even silence feels full, carrying faint rustles, distant calls, and the barely audible movements of small lives continuing their routines. Nothing in this landscape competes for attention. There are no sharp lines, no sudden contrasts. Everything blends, green into brown, light into shadow, movement into rest. It is a place where transitions happen slowly, almost kindly. Insects thrive here because the forest allows them to. Flowers open when they are ready. Dead wood remains long enough to be useful. Moisture lingers instead of disappearing. The land offers time, and time allows balance. As you imagine this place, there is no need to picture it clearly. Let it form gently, like a watercolor spreading on paper. A sense of space, a feeling of depth, a calm awareness that life is unfolding all around, without needing your direction. This landscape does not ask anything from you. It does not require focus or understanding. It simply exists, steady and patient, inviting you to rest within it. Here, before we follow any single insect or story, we pause. We allow the rainforest to hold us as it holds everything else, with quiet consistency. And as your breathing slows, the landscape becomes not something you are observing, but something you are gently part of. Ready now, without effort, to continue deeper into the forest's smallest, softest movements. Beneath the wide canopy, where the forest floor remains cool and dim, the smallest builders of the Congo Rainforest begin their quiet work. They do not carry blueprints. They do not hurry. Yet over time, their presence shapes everything. Ants move first, following paths so faint they seem imagined. Their trails curve gently around roots and stones, worn smooth by countless careful steps. Each ant carries only what it needs, guided by scent and instinct rather than sight. Together, they form living lines that bend and adjust, never rigid, always responsive. Beetles emerge from beneath bark and leaf litter, their movements slow and deliberate. They press gently into decaying wood, breaking it down not as an act of destruction, but of renewal. What once stood tall now becomes nourishment, returning quietly to the soil. The forest does not grieve these changes. It accepts them. Termites work unseen, deep within fallen trunks and underground chambers. Their labor is steady, almost meditative. Grain by grain, they soften what time has already begun to loosen. Their work improves the soil, allowing roots to grow more easily, water to settle more deeply, and life to continue without interruption. None of these insects work alone, yet none seem to lead. Their cooperation unfolds naturally, without signals or commands. Each movement supports another, creating structures that are flexible, temporary, and perfectly suited to the forest's needs. As you imagine these gentle architects at work, allow your attention to soften. There is no need to track each movement. Simply notice the feeling of continuity, the sense that something steady is always happening beneath the surface, even when it goes unnoticed. The forest trusts these small builders. It allows them time. It allows them space. In return, they keep the system breathing, turning stillness into possibility. You may notice how this quiet labor mirrors the way your own body works at rest. Breathing continues without effort. The heart keeps a steady rhythm. Healing happens gently, without instruction. Like the insects, your body knows what to do when given time and calm. Here, architecture is not rigid or permanent. It is adaptable. It bends with rain, shifts with seasons, and dissolves when its purpose is complete. Nothing clings to what no longer serves. As night deepens, the gentle architects continue, unbothered by darkness. Their work does not depend on light or recognition. It depends on patience. Let this patience settle into you. There is nothing you need to build tonight, nothing to maintain. You are allowed to rest while the quiet systems around you and within you continue their steady, peaceful work. And as the forest breathes on, supported by countless small hands, We move gently forward, ready to notice another layer of this calm, interconnected world. As the Congo rainforest settles fully into night, some flowers begin to open, not dramatically, not all at once, but slowly, as if stretching after a long day. Their petals unfold in the cooler air, releasing soft, earthy scents that drift just above the leaves. These signals are not meant for eyes. They are meant for those who travel by feeling and scent. In the moonlit understory, insects arrive quietly. Moths glide through the darkness on wings that seem to absorb the night rather than disturb it. Their movement is unhurried, guided by faint traces of fragrance rather than light. They pause at open blooms, lingering just long enough to drink, just long enough to gather grains of pollen that cling gently to their bodies. Beetles follow their own slow paths, crawling rather than flying, moving from flower to flower with patient attention. Their presence is steady, almost thoughtful. They do not rush to finish. They remain until the exchange is complete. This quiet meeting between insect and plant sustains the forest in ways that are rarely noticed. Pollination here is not an event. It is a rhythm, a repeated gesture carried out night after night, season after season, without interruption. Seeds will form later. Fruits will swell in time. Trees will continue to rise. But none of that feels immediate in this moment. What matters now is the softness of the exchange, the way life passes gently from one form to another without sound or spectacle. As you listen, allow your own breathing to mirror this rhythm. Inhale slowly, like a moth approaching a bloom. Exhale gently, like pollen released back into the air. Nothing is forced. Everything arrives when it is ready. The rainforest depends on these quiet visitors. Without them, flowers would open in vain. With them, the forest renews itself without effort or command. Cooperation here is instinctive, peaceful, and complete. There is a lesson in this softness. Not everything that sustains life needs to be loud or visible. Some of the most important work happens slowly, in low light, carried out by those who never ask to be seen. As night deepens, the insects continue their rounds, guided by scent and familiarity. The flowers wait patiently, offering what they have without expectation. The forest breathes, balanced and whole. Let this moment settle into you. You do not need to produce anything tonight. You do not need to move quickly or prove your purpose. Simply being present, quietly exchanging breath with the world, is enough. And as the last petals close gently against the night air, we move onward, following the forest's slow cycles into another layer of calm, where endings and beginnings are never far apart. On the forest floor, where light arrives only in softened fragments, endings rest quietly. Leaves that once caught rain now lie still. Branches that once held birds settle into the earth. Nothing here feels abandoned. Everything feels placed. In the Congo rainforest, decomposition is not decay in the human sense. It is a slow, careful conversation between time and life. Insects arrive gently, drawn not by urgency, but by familiarity. They recognize this stage as part of the larger rhythm they know so well. Tiny beetles move through layers of leaf litter, their bodies brushing against surfaces already softened by moisture. Larvae curl and uncurl beneath the soil, working patiently through organic matter. Termites continue their unseen labor within fallen wood, turning hardness into openness, solidity into nourishment. There is no rush to finish. The forest allows these processes to take as long as they need. Weeks become months. Months drift into seasons. Each moment contributes quietly to the next. As matter breaks down, it does not disappear. It changes form. Nutrients return to the soil, where roots will find them later. Fungi spread delicate networks, sharing resources without competition. Insects carry fragments from place to place, redistributing life gently and evenly. This is the forest's way of letting go. Nothing clings, nothing resists becoming something new. As you imagine this slow transformation, notice how it feels in your body. There is permission here to soften, to release what is no longer needed without judgment, to trust that rest itself is productive in its own quiet way. The forest floor is warm and forgiving. It receives everything: fallen leaves, broken branches, fading forms, and holds them until they are ready to become something else. There is no waste here, only transition. Insects are the careful artists of this process. Their work does not erase the past. It carries it forward, reshaped. Every step they take, every tunnel they form, helps prepare the ground for what comes next. As night deepens, these gentle workers continue without interruption. They do not pause to mark progress. They simply remain present, allowing change to happen slowly. Let this image settle over you like a blanket. Old thoughts can rest here too. They do not need to be solved or remembered. They can soften, break apart, and return to the quiet background of your awareness. In the Congo Rainforest, decomposition is not an ending. It is a form of care. And tonight, as the forest continues its slow transformation, you are invited to rest within that same patient kindness, knowing that even in stillness, renewal is already underway. As the night deepens, nourishment moves quietly through the Congo Rainforest. It does not announce itself. It does not hurry. It simply flows, passing gently from one life to another, sustaining the forest in a calm, unbroken rhythm. Insects play a quiet role in this exchange. Their small bodies carry energy gathered from leaves, flowers, and soil. When they move through the understory, they bring this nourishment with them, weaving it into the larger fabric of the forest. Nothing here is isolated. Everything feeds something else. A frog waits patiently near the edge of a damp clearing, still and alert. A bird rests above, listening more than watching. Small mammals move slowly through the shadows, guided by familiarity rather than hunger alone. When insects become food, it happens without drama. It is simply a continuation of the forest's steady conversation. This exchange feels balanced, almost gentle. The forest does not take more than it needs. Insects are abundant because the land supports them, and they support others in return. Life passes along quietly, without accumulation or excess. As you imagine this flow, notice how calm it feels. There's no sense of loss here, only movement, only continuity. Energy changes form, passing from wing to breath, from soil to song. Insects themselves are sustained by what the forest offers. Leaves, pollen, decaying matter, all become part of their bodies. In time, those bodies return their energy to the forest again. This cycle repeats endlessly, like breathing in and breathing out. You might feel a sense of ease settling in as you listen. the idea that nothing must be held on to forever, that giving and receiving can happen naturally, without effort or worry. The forest understands this exchange deeply. It allows insects to thrive because they keep the balance intact. They distribute nourishment evenly, preventing stagnation, ensuring renewal. Their presence keeps the forest light, open, and alive. As night continues, these quiet exchanges carry on around you. You do not need to witness each one. It is enough to know they are happening, steadily and reliably. Let this sense of nourishment extend to you. Rest feeds the mind the way insects feed the forest, slowly, gently, without demand. Each calm breath becomes a small offering to yourself. In the Congo Rainforest, food is not just sustenance, it is connection. It is the reminder that life supports life, quietly and continuously. And as this understanding settles in, we move softly onward, ready to notice how insects experience the forest itself, not through sight alone, but through senses that feel the world in deeper, subtler ways. In the Congo Rainforest, not everything is seen. Much of life here is felt instead, through vibrations, scents, and gentle changes in the air. For insects, the forest is not a picture. It is a texture, a quiet language spoken through touch and movement. As night settles fully, the world becomes softer. Edges blur, sounds sink into the background. Insects move through this dimness with ease, guided by senses that do not rely on light. Antennae sweep slowly, tasting the air. Tiny feet read the ground like a familiar page, sensing moisture, warmth, and direction. Chemical trails linger gently on leaves and bark, marking safe paths and shared destinations. These signals fade slowly, allowing room for change without erasing what came before. Insects follow them calmly, not as commands, but as invitations, suggestions left behind by others who passed earlier in the night. Vibrations travel through the forest floor like quiet messages, a footstep nearby, a drop of water falling from a leaf, a subtle shift in the soil. Insects receive this information without alarm. They adjust their pace, their direction, their pause. Everything remains fluid. For a moment, imagine experiencing the forest this way, without sharp focus, without labels, just sensations, cool air on skin, steady ground beneath, the soft presence of life moving nearby. It is a way of being that asks for awareness, not analysis. This sensory world is gentle and forgiving. It does not overwhelm. It does not rush. It allows insects to move confidently even in darkness, trusting the quiet signals that guide them. Their calm is not learned. It is built into the rhythm of their lives. As you listen, your own senses can soften too. There is no need to visualize clearly. You can simply feel the idea of this place, the stillness, the closeness, the steady hum beneath silence. Let sounds fade into the background. Let thoughts become less defined. The forest does not demand attention. It offers presence. Insects respond by remaining attuned, relaxed, and responsive. Their movements are small but assured. They know when to pause. They know when to continue. You may notice your breathing becoming slower, more even, like an insect resting on a leaf, aware but unhurried. There is comfort in knowing that not everything must be seen to be understood. In the Congo Rainforest, life moves confidently through the unseen. And tonight, you are invited to do the same, to trust the quiet signals within you, to rest without needing clarity, and to let awareness drift gently, like a soft vibration passing through the dark. When you are ready, we will continue onward, following the forest's calm rhythms as time itself begins to loosen and soften. In the Congo Rainforest, time does not announce itself. There are no sharp beginnings or sudden endings. Instead, time moves like a slow current, felt rather than measured. For insects, there are no clocks to follow, only rhythms that repeat with quiet consistency. Light fades, and they emerge. Moisture gathers, and they linger. Temperature shifts, and they adjust without hesitation. Their lives unfold in response to subtle cues, not schedules. Night tells them when to move. Stillness tells them when to rest. This way of living feels deeply settled. Insects do not anticipate the future or recall the past. They remain in the moment the forest offers them. Each cycle completes itself naturally, making room for the next without effort or resistance. A beetle pauses beneath a leaf, waiting as humidity rises. An ant colony slows its movement as the ground cools. A moth rests, wings folded gently, until scent and air invite it forward again. These pauses are not delays. They are part of the rhythm. The rainforest supports this timelessness. Rain arrives when it arrives. Growth happens gradually. Decay takes its time. Nothing is rushed into being or pushed toward completion. Everything is allowed to unfold at its own pace. As you listen, imagine what it might feel like to live without counting moments, to release the need to track progress, to let time pass softly, like clouds drifting across a hidden moon. Your body already understands this rhythm. Breath follows breath without instruction. The heart keeps a steady pace, adjusting gently as you rest. Healing continues quietly, independent of awareness or control. Insects simply follow these internal and environmental cues. Their trust in the cycle keeps them balanced. They move when it is time. They pause when it is not. There's no urgency in this process, only alignment. The forest itself seems to slow as night deepens. Sounds soften, movements become smaller. The cycles continue, but at a gentler pace. Everything settles into a shared stillness. Let this sense of timelessness settle into you. There's no need to be anywhere else, no moment to prepare for. This one is enough. In the Congo Rainforest, cycles repeat not to trap life, but to support it. Each return brings familiarity and comfort. Each pause allows renewal, and as time loosens its hold, we drift onward, following the forest into a space where patience becomes instinct and rest becomes part of the rhythm itself. In the Congo Rainforest, cooperation does not need explanation. It does not need planning meetings or clear leaders. It simply happens, unfolding gently through countless small interactions that fit together like pieces of a living mosaic. Insects embody this quiet cooperation. Ants move in shared directions, adjusting their paths as others pass. No single ant controls the flow, yet the movement remains smooth and purposeful. When an obstacle appears, the line bends. When the path clears, it settles again. Flexibility replaces force. Beetles and larvae work through fallen wood and leaf litter, each focused on a small task. One softens the surface, another carries fragments away, another leaves behind nutrients that roots will later absorb. None of them see the entire system, yet together they sustain it. This cooperation is not hurried. It does not feel like effort. Each insect responds only to what is nearby. to scent, texture, temperature. The larger balance emerges naturally, without awareness or intention. The forest trusts this process because it has worked for a very long time. Even insects that never meet still cooperate. Pollinators support plants that feed herbivores. Decomposers prepare soil for seeds that will shade future generations. Predators keep populations gentle and balanced. Every role overlaps, creating stability through quiet exchange. As you listen, you may notice how comforting this kind of cooperation feels. Nothing competes for dominance. Nothing insists on being more important. Each presence matters simply because it exists. Your own body reflects this same quiet coordination. Muscles relax as breath deepens. The nervous system settles without instruction. Thoughts slow, making space for rest. None of this requires effort. It happens because the conditions are calm. In the rainforest, cooperation allows life to move lightly. It prevents strain. It creates resilience. When one part slows, another gently compensates. The system adjusts without disruption. Night enhances this harmony. Movements become smaller. Sounds soften. Insects continue their work with even less disturbance, as if aware that rest benefits the whole. Let this image settle in your mind. A world where support flows naturally, where nothing needs to prove its value, where working together feels like resting side by side. In the Congo Rainforest, cooperation is not loud or visible. It is felt in the steadiness of the air, the richness of the soil, the calm persistence of life itself. And as this sense of shared balance surrounds you, we move gently onward, ready to notice how patience itself becomes a way of surviving, thriving, and resting within the forest's quiet embrace. In the Congo Rainforest, patience is not something learned, it is something lived. The forest itself moves slowly, and those who thrive within it do the same. Insects understand this without thought, responding to the world with quiet restraint rather than urgency. A caterpillar rests on the underside of a leaf, unmoving for long stretches of time. It does not hurry its growth. It eats when the moment is right, pauses when the air cools, and remains still when rest is needed. This stillness is not inactivity. It is preparation. Beetles pause beneath bark as rain passes overhead, waiting until moisture settles into the ground. Ants slow their movement as night deepens, conserving energy without concern. Moths rest with wings folded gently, trusting that the forest will signal when it is time to move again. Patience here is a form of awareness. Insects listen closely to their surroundings. They sense shifts in temperature, changes in scent, subtle vibrations in the air. When the environment invites action, they respond. When it does not, they wait. This way of living allows them to survive without strain. Energy is used carefully. Movements are purposeful but calm. Nothing is forced before it is ready. As you listen, you may feel your own body responding to this rhythm. Muscles soften, breath slows. The need to do or decide begins to fade. There's comfort in knowing that waiting can be as valuable as moving. The rainforest supports this patience by offering consistency. Seasons change gradually. Day fades into night without abruptness. Growth unfolds in stages, each one complete in itself. Insects do not worry about what comes next. They remain present with what is. This presence allows them to adapt smoothly, without panic or resistance. Let this idea settle gently into your awareness. Tonight, you do not need to rush toward rest. Rest will arrive when the conditions are right. Like the forest, your body understands timing better than thought ever could. Patience does not mean stopping life. It means allowing life to move at its own pace. In the Congo Rainforest, this pace has sustained countless generations. As night deepens and the forest quiets further, insects continue their calm routines, unbothered by the passing hours. Their patience keeps them safe, balanced, and at ease. And as this understanding settles in, we prepare to continue deeper, following the forest into even quieter rhythms, where movement and rest blend seamlessly, and patience becomes a gentle guide toward sleep. In the Congo Rainforest, communication rarely arrives as sound. Instead, it moves quietly through the air, along the ground, and across leaves, subtle, steady, and easily missed unless one slows down enough to notice. For insects, this soft language is constant and reassuring. Scent drifts gently from one place to another, lingering just long enough to be useful. An ant leaves a faint trail behind, not as an instruction, but as a suggestion. Others follow, adjust, or choose a slightly different path. The message remains flexible, open to change, never demanding. Beetles respond to the quiet signals of moisture and decay, drawn toward places where their work is needed. Moths sense delicate chemical invitations released by flowers opening in the night. These messages do not shout, they whisper. Even touch becomes a form of conversation. Antennae brush lightly against bark, soil, and each other. Information passes through these brief contacts: where to go, when to pause, when to continue. Nothing lingers longer than necessary. This gentle communication keeps the forest calm. There are no sudden movements, no sharp reactions. Insects respond smoothly, adapting without alarm. Their world remains balanced because their language allows room for adjustment. As you listen, imagine being surrounded by this quiet exchange. Messages flowing without words, understanding without explanation. It is a peaceful way to exist, responsive, but never overwhelmed. Your own body communicates like this as well. Breath deepens when it is time to rest. Muscles release when they feel safe. Thoughts soften when there is no need to hold them tightly. These signals arise quietly, guiding you toward ease. The forest respects this softness. It does not demand constant action. It allows pauses. It allows silence. Insects thrive here because they listen as much as they move. Night deepens, and the language of the forest becomes even more subtle. Scent fades more slowly. Vibrations travel farther through still air. Everything becomes gentler, easier to receive. Let yourself rest within this quiet conversation. You do not need to respond. You do not need to interpret. Simply being present is enough. In the Congo Rainforest, communication is not about control. It is about connection, about remaining attuned to what is nearby and allowing that awareness to guide each small movement. As this soft language continues around you, we drift onward, ready to notice how even the smallest rhythms carry meaning, and how listening itself can become a path toward deeper rest. In the Congo Rainforest, change rarely arrives all at once. It begins quietly, with movements so small they are easy to overlook. An insect shifts a grain of soil. Another carries a fragment of leaf to a shaded place. A third pauses, then turns in a slightly different direction than before. Individually, these movements feel insignificant. Together, they form patterns that last. Over time, ant trails become pathways. Repeated journeys smooth the ground, guiding future movement without instruction. Beetles returning again and again to fallen wood slowly alter its shape, opening spaces for air, moisture, and new life. Nothing here forces transformation. It happens through repetition. Insects do not set out to create lasting change. They simply respond to the moment in front of them. Their small actions, repeated calmly, shape the forest in ways that endure far beyond any single life. As you listen, notice how soothing this idea feels. There is no pressure to make large changes, no need for sudden effort. The forest reminds us that steadiness carries its own quiet power. Even the soil beneath you has been formed this way, layer by layer, season by season, countless small contributions blending into something rich and supportive. Insects have played a role in this for generations, each one adding a tiny piece to a much larger whole. This pattern repeats everywhere. Pollinators visiting the same flowers ensure continuity. Decomposers returning to familiar ground maintain balance. Predators and prey move gently through cycles that remain stable because they are gradual. Your own experience mirrors this rhythm. Each breath, each moment of rest, each softened thought contributes to a larger sense of calm. Nothing dramatic is required. Presence itself is enough. Night deepens, and movements grow smaller still. Insects slow, conserving energy. Patterns continue even as activity quiets. The forest does not need constant motion to remain alive. It trusts what has already been set in place. Let this understanding settle into you. You are not required to change anything tonight. Simply resting is a small movement with lasting effect. In the Congo Rainforest, the future is shaped quietly, without urgency. And as these gentle patterns continue around you, we move softly onward, ready to notice how the forest holds memory, not in moments, but in the calm repetition of being. Beneath every step in the Congo Rainforest lies a quiet archive. The ground remembers, not through words or images, but through layers gently pressed together over time. Each season leaves its trace. Each small life adds its presence. And insects, moving softly across this surface, become part of that memory. The soil is warm and yielding, shaped by countless movements that came before. Ants return to familiar paths, their feet pressing lightly into places already softened. Beetles burrow where the earth gives way easily, guided by textures they recognize. Even without sight, they know where they are by how the ground responds beneath them. This memory is not fixed. It changes slowly, accommodating new impressions while holding on to old ones. A fallen leaf becomes part of the soil. A tunnel collapses and settles. Moisture shifts, then rests. Insects adjust without concern, trusting the ground to guide them. The forest floor is generous in this way. It receives everything without judgment. It holds what arrives, then allows it to become something else. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is rejected. As you imagine this quiet memory beneath the forest, you may feel a similar sense of support within yourself. Your body rests on surfaces that hold you steadily. Your breath moves against air that meets it gently. There is reassurance in this simple contact with the present moment. Insects depend on the memory of the ground to survive. It tells them where food can be found, where shelter remains cool, where moisture lingers longest. These cues are subtle, felt rather than known. Over time, they become familiar, like a path walked often in the dark. Night deepens, and the ground cools slightly. Movement slow. The forest seems to settle more fully into itself. Insects pause, rest, or continue quietly, always aware of the surface beneath them. Let this image settle into you. You are supported, just as the insects are supported. There is nothing you need to remember or prepare for. The present moment holds you gently. In the Congo Rainforest, memory lives in touch, in pressure, in presence. It does not demand attention. It simply exists, steady and reliable. And as the sense of grounding remains with you, we drift onward, ready to notice how the forest's smallest lives carry ancient wisdom without ever needing to name it. In the Congo Rainforest, wisdom does not arrive as instruction. It is not written or spoken. It is carried quietly, passed from moment to moment through instinct and repetition. Insects hold this wisdom gently without needing to understand it. A newly emerged insect does not need to be taught where to go. It moves as if remembering something it has never experienced before. Paths feel familiar, rhythms feel known. The forest welcomes it as if it has always belonged. This knowledge is ancient, shaped over countless generations. It lives in the way insects respond to rain, to warmth, to the subtle shift between night and dawn. It guides them toward balance without effort, toward survival without struggle. Insects do not question this wisdom. They trust it completely. When the air grows cooler, they slow. When moisture rises, they adjust. When the forest signals rest, they settle without resistance. This quiet inheritance keeps the ecosystem steady. Each insect plays its role, not because it is assigned, but because it fits naturally. Pollinators arrive when flowers are ready. Decomposers return when matter softens. Predators move gently through cycles that never overwhelm. As you listen, imagine what it might feel like to carry wisdom this way, without needing to recall it, without needing to explain it. A knowing that exists beneath thought, guiding you toward ease. Your body already holds this kind of knowledge. It knows how to breathe while you sleep. It knows how to release tension when the environment feels safe. It knows how to rest deeply when given permission. The rainforest supports this ancient wisdom by remaining consistent. Seasons change slowly. Cycles repeat. The land does not surprise its inhabitants. Insects respond by remaining calm, flexible, and present. Night deepens, and this inherited knowledge continues its quiet work. Insects move or pause as needed, never second-guessing the rhythm they follow. The forest hums softly with this shared understanding. Let this sense of trust settle into you. You do not need to figure anything out tonight. You do not need to plan or prepare. Like the insects, you can rely on what has carried you this far. In the Congo Rainforest, wisdom does not shine brightly. It glows softly, steady and enduring. And as this quiet knowing rests beside you, we move gently onward, following the forest into deeper rhythms, where instinct and rest become one and the same. As night settles fully over the Congo Rainforest, the entire landscape seems to breathe. not in a way that can be seen, but in a way that can be felt. Warm air rises gently from the forest floor. Cooler air drifts downward from the canopy. Moisture moves slowly, like a long, unbroken sigh. Insects are attuned to this breathing. They respond to subtle changes in air and temperature as naturally as you respond to your own inhale and exhale. When the forest exhales warmth, they become still. When it draws in coolness, they stir softly. A moth rests beneath a leaf, wings held loosely, sensing the air shift around it. Ants pause along their trails, waiting as humidity settles. Beetles remain tucked beneath bark, aware of the steady exchange happening all around them. Nothing feels abrupt. Everything transitions smoothly. This shared rhythm connects all layers of the forest. Leaves release moisture. Soil absorbs it. Roots respond. Insects adjust their movements in harmony with these changes, as if the forest and its smallest inhabitants are breathing together. As you listen, imagine this gentle exchange extending to you. Your breath slows naturally without effort. Inhale feels full but unforced. Exhale lengthens, carrying away what no longer needs to be held. The rainforest does not control this breathing. It allows it. Night creates the conditions for rest, and life responds by settling into quieter patterns. Even activity becomes softer, less noticeable. Insects thrive because they do not resist these shifts. They do not try to remain active when the forest invites stillness. They pause, trusting that movement will return when the air changes again. There is comfort in this trust, in knowing that rest is not an interruption, but part of the cycle itself. The forest breathes in order to renew. Insects rest in order to continue. You may feel your body responding in the same way. Muscles release gently. Thoughts drift without direction. Awareness remains, but it becomes less focused, more open. In the Congo Rainforest, breathing is shared. It moves through leaves, soil, insects, and air as one continuous motion. Nothing is separate. Nothing is alone. Let yourself rest within this rhythm. You do not need to guide your breath or change it. Like the forest, it knows what to do when given space. And as the rainforest continues its slow, steady breathing, we drift onward, ready to notice how even stillness carries life forward, quietly and without demand. In the Congo Rainforest, stillness is never empty. It is full, layered, and supportive. When movement slows, life does not stop. It settles into a quieter form. Insects understand this deeply. They do not fear stillness. They rely on it. As night deepens, many insects pause where they are. A beetle remains tucked beneath a curl of bark. Ants gather closer within their shelter, their movements smaller now, more contained. A moth rests against a leaf, wings held gently, conserving energy without effort. This stillness is not accidental. It is chosen by instinct, guided by the forest's rhythm. Insects know when to rest because the environment tells them. Temperature lowers slightly. Air becomes heavier with moisture. Sounds soften. These cues invite calm. The forest supports this pause by offering protection. Leaves shield delicate bodies from dew. Soil holds warmth just beneath the surface. Bark provides texture and shelter. Nothing is exposed. Everything is held. In this way, stillness becomes an active part of survival. Energy gathered earlier is preserved. Bodies recover quietly. Systems reset without awareness or intention. The forest allows this process to happen naturally, without interruption. As you listen, you may feel drawn into this shared quiet. Your body, too, understands the value of stillness. Muscles ease their hold. Breath deepens and slows. The mind loosens its grip on passing thoughts. There is no pressure here to remain alert or productive. The rainforest does not reward constant motion. It values balance. Insects that rest when it is time return stronger, better attuned to the cycles that sustain them. Stillness also creates space. Space for subtle movements to be felt. Space for quiet signals to travel. Space for renewal to begin without being noticed. Imagine resting in this way, without expectation, without effort. Simply allowing yourself to be held by the moment, as insects are held by leaf, bark, and soil. In the Congo Rainforest, stillness carries life forward as surely as movement does. It prepares the ground for what comes next, gently and without hurry. Let this understanding settle into you. Tonight, rest is not something you must achieve. It is something that arrives when you allow yourself to pause. And as the forest remains quietly awake around you, sustaining life through stillness, we move softly onward, ready to notice how even the smallest moments of rest ripple gently through the whole living world. As the Congo Rainforest settles deeper into night, gentle boundaries begin to form. Not walls or edges, but subtle limits shaped by light, temperature, and sound. Insects sense these boundaries instinctively, moving within them with ease. Moonlight filters softly through the canopy, touching only certain leaves, leaving others in shadow. Insects respond to this quiet contrast. Some remain within darker spaces, where the air feels safer and cooler. Others drift toward faint light, guided by comfort rather than attraction. These boundaries help maintain balance. They prevent overcrowding. They spread movement evenly through the forest. Nothing presses too close. Nothing is left empty. Each insect finds its place without competition. The forest floor cools as the night advances, creating a gentle signal to slow down. Moisture gathers, settling softly on surfaces. Insects adjust their activity, not stopping abruptly, but easing into quieter patterns. The boundary between movement and rest becomes clear without being strict. This clarity feels comforting. There is no confusion about what is expected. The forest communicates gently, and insects respond calmly. They do not push beyond what the night offers. They remain within the conditions that support them best. As you listen, notice how boundaries can feel supportive rather than limiting. The edges of a blanket, the quiet of a dim room, the steady rhythm of breathing. These gentle limits create safety and ease. Your own awareness may narrow now, not from effort, but from comfort. Thoughts drift more slowly. Attention settles naturally. Like insects responding to the night, you move toward rest because the conditions invite it. The Congo Rainforest uses these boundaries to protect its smallest lives. Cooler air discourages overexertion. Darkness softens perception. Stillness becomes more available. Nothing is forced. Everything is guided. Let this sense of gentle containment settle around you. You are held within the night's quiet structure, supported by its calm signals. In the rainforest, boundaries are not obstacles. They are guides. They help life move smoothly toward balance and rest. And as these soft edges continue to shape the night, we drift onward, ready to notice how the forest's quiet order brings ease to even the smallest movements, preparing all life for deeper rest. In the Congo Rainforest, balance is not something achieved through control. It emerges quietly, without instruction, held in place by countless small adjustments made moment by moment. Insects live within this balance naturally, responding to the forest as it shifts around them. When food becomes plentiful in one area, insects spread out gently, guided by subtle cues rather than competition. When resources thin, movement slows, and energy is conserved. These adjustments happen smoothly, without stress or struggle. The forest offers just enough, and life responds by taking only what it needs. This balance is maintained through awareness, not force. Insects sense changes in temperature, moisture, and scent, adjusting their behavior without urgency. Nothing is pushed. Nothing is withheld. Everything flows at a pace that feels steady and kind. As you imagine this, notice how comforting it feels to know that balance can exist without effort. There is no need to constantly correct or manage. The system holds itself when given time and space. The rainforest supports this by remaining consistent. Day follows night. Rain arrives gently. Growth unfolds gradually. Insects trust these patterns, and that trust keeps them calm. Your body understands this kind of balance as well. When you rest, systems adjust quietly. Breath slows, muscles soften. The mind releases what it no longer needs to hold. You do not have to direct this process. It happens naturally when conditions feel safe. Insects demonstrate that balance does not require perfection. It allows variation. Some move more, some move less. All contribute simply by being present within the rhythm. Night deepens, and the forest settles further into equilibrium. Sounds fade. Movements become minimal. Balance remains, held not by activity, but by rest. Let this idea settle into you. There's nothing you need to fix tonight. Nothing you need to improve. Balance is already present, gently adjusting as you allow yourself to slow. In the Congo Rainforest, harmony is quiet. It does not announce itself. It is felt in the steadiness of life continuing without strain. And as this sense of effortless balance surrounds you, we move softly onward, ready to notice how even the smallest creatures reflect the calm stability of the world they inhabit. In the Congo Rainforest, many lives unfold close to the ground, where the air is cooler and the world feels held. Insects spend much of their time here, moving through spaces shaped by leaves, soil, and roots. This low, sheltered layer of the forest offers a quiet kind of safety. Near the ground, sounds soften. The canopy above filters wind and rain, allowing only gentle echoes to pass through. Light arrives slowly, dim and diffused. Insects move calmly within this muted environment, guided by textures and familiar scents. Ants travel along the edges of roots, their paths curving gently to follow the land's natural contours. Beetles explore beneath fallen leaves, where moisture lingers and temperatures remain steady. Larvae remain tucked within the soil, surrounded by warmth and nourishment. This closeness to the ground creates a feeling of belonging. Insects do not stand apart from the forest. They are nestled within it, supported on all sides. Their movements remain small and deliberate, conserving energy and maintaining balance. As you imagine this layer of the forest, you may feel a similar sense of grounding. Being close to the earth carries a quiet reassurance. There is stability here, a feeling of being held without pressure. The ground offers clear signals. It tells insects when to pause, when to move, when to rest. Moisture, texture, and temperature guide them gently. There's no confusion, only response. Your body responds in much the same way when it feels grounded. Muscles release. Breath settles deeper. Thoughts lose their sharp edges. Awareness becomes softer and more present. Night deepens and the forest floor becomes even calmer. Movements slow further. Insects settle into sheltered spaces, resting against surfaces that support them fully. The earth absorbs sound, holding everything in a steady quiet. In the Congo Rainforest, life close to the ground is not limited. It is protected. It allows insects to survive, adapt, and renew without strain. Let this image remain with you. You are supported, just as these small lives are supported. There is no need to rise or reach. Rest happens naturally when you feel held. And as the forest continues to cradle its smallest inhabitants, we drift gently onward, ready to follow the quiet rhythms that unfold when life settles closer and closer to rest. In the Congo Rainforest, strength is rarely loud. It does not announce itself or rise above the canopy. Instead, it settles close to the ground, woven into the smallest lives that continue day after day without recognition. Insects carry this quiet strength naturally, simply by remaining present within the forest's rhythm. A beetle lifts its body over uneven soil, moving slowly but steadily. An ant carries a fragment many times its own size, not in haste, but with patience. A larva remains hidden beneath the surface, growing invisibly, preparing without urgency. None of these moments appear dramatic, yet together they sustain the forest. This strength is not about force, it is about persistence. Insects endure because they adapt gently, adjusting to what the forest offers rather than resisting it. When conditions change, they change with them. When rest is needed, they pause without guilt. The rainforest honors this kind of strength. It provides shelter in fallen leaves, nourishment in decay, guidance in scent and texture. In return, insects keep the ecosystem balanced, flexible, and alive. As you listen, you may feel a sense of relief in this understanding. Strength does not have to be exhausting. It does not have to prove itself. Sometimes it is simply the ability to continue softly, without strain. Your own body reflects this same quiet resilience. Even as you rest, systems work gently in the background. Breath flows, the heart keeps its rhythm. Healing happens quietly, without instruction. Night deepens, and the forest grows stiller. Insects reduce their movement, conserving energy. Their strength remains, not diminished by rest, but supported by it. Tomorrow will arrive in its own time. There is no need to prepare for it now. The Congo Rainforest has been shaped by these small lives for millions of years. Their quiet strength has carved paths, enriched soil, sustained growth, not through speed or power, but through steady presence. Let this image settle into you. You do not need to push or strive tonight. Your strength is already present, resting quietly beneath awareness. In the forest, small lives matter deeply. They hold the system together through calm persistence and gentle cooperation. And as this understanding surrounds you, we complete this phase of our journey, ready to drift from exploration into deeper reflection. where the forest's quiet wisdom begins to open into wonder, and rest draws closer with every breath. In the Congo Rainforest, paths are rarely planned. They are not marked or measured. Instead, they appear slowly, shaped by repeated movement and quiet intention. Insects create these paths without realizing it, simply by returning to places that feel right. An ant travels across the forest floor, choosing the route of least resistance. Another follows, sensing the faint trace left behind. Over time, the ground softens beneath these repeated steps. Leaves part more easily. Soil settles into a gentle groove. A path begins to exist, not because it was designed, but because it was used. These paths remain flexible. When rain washes part of them away, insects adjust. When a fallen branch blocks the way, new roots form beside it. Nothing is rigid. The forest allows change without disruption. Beetles return to familiar spaces beneath logs and stones, creating subtle passages through decaying wood. Larvae tunnel slowly through soil, opening channels that allow air and water to move more freely. Each movement is small. Each return reinforces what has already begun. As you imagine these quiet paths forming, notice how natural this process feels. There is no pressure to choose perfectly. Paths reveal themselves through gentle repetition, not force. Your own habits of rest form in much the same way. Each time you allow yourself to slow, the body remembers. Each time you breathe deeply, calm becomes easier to reach. Over time, rest creates its own pathway, one you can return to without effort. Night deepens, and movement along these paths becomes less frequent. Insects pause where they are, resting within roots shaped by earlier activity. The paths remain, ready to be used again when the forest signals movement. The rainforest trusts this process. It does not require permanence. Paths are allowed to fade and reappear as needed. Nothing is wasted. Everything adapts. There is comfort in this impermanence, knowing that you do not need to hold on to any particular direction. You can pause. You can change. New paths will form naturally when the time is right. In the Congo Rainforest, paths exist to support life, not control it. They guide gently, offering familiarity without restriction. Let this understanding settle into you. Tonight, you do not need to decide where you are going. You are already on a path that leads toward rest. And as the forest's quiet roots soften beneath the night air, we drift onward, ready to notice how these gentle patterns open into deeper wonder, where reflection begins to replace movement and the journey turns inward toward calm. As the Congo Rainforest settles into its deepest quiet, the sense of separation begins to fade. In the softened darkness, boundaries blur, not just between night and day, but between lives themselves. Insects move through this world without needing to distinguish where they end and the forest begins. Everything feels connected, continuous, and shared. A beetle rests beneath a leaf that once fed a caterpillar. That leaf will one day return to the soil, enriching roots that support the tree above. The beetle's presence, small and unremarkable, becomes part of that same cycle. Nothing stands alone. Everything belongs. Ants follow paths shaped by moisture and scent, paths formed by countless others before them. These routes do not belong to any one individual. They are shared spaces, held in common, used gently and without ownership. Movement flows through them, the way water flows through a stream, guided but never confined. Even the air feels collective here. Warmth released from the ground mixes with cooler air descending from the canopy. Scents linger, overlap, fade, and return. Insects breathe this shared atmosphere, responding instinctively to its quiet changes. In this environment, individuality softens. Roles blend into one another. Pollinators become prey. Decomposers become creators. Rest and movement coexist without conflict. The forest does not divide life into categories. It allows each form to shift naturally as conditions change. As you listen, you may feel a similar easing within yourself. The edges of thought soften. The sense of doing fades into simply being. You do not need to define where you are in this moment. You are part of it. Your breath connects you to the space around you. Each inhale draws in the quiet. Each exhale returns calm to the air. Like the insects, you exist within a system that supports you without asking for effort. Night deepens further, and activity becomes minimal. Yet connection remains strong. Even in stillness, life continues to support life. The forest does not need constant motion to remain whole. There is peace in this understanding, knowing that you do not have to hold everything together. You are already held. In the Congo Rainforest, nothing exists in isolation. Every small life contributes simply by being present, by participating in the shared rhythm of the whole. Let this sense of belonging settle into you. You are not separate from rest. You are part of it. And as this feeling lingers, our journey gently shifts from exploration into quiet wonder, where reflection deepens, movement slows even further, and the forest invites us to simply rest within its calm embrace. As movement fades into quiet presence, a deeper wonder begins to surface. It is not the kind of wonder that seeks explanation, but the kind that settles gently into awareness. In the Congo Rainforest, intelligence does not belong to any single creature. It lives in the whole. Insects do not hold plans or strategies, yet the forest remains balanced. No voice directs the flow of life, yet everything moves with quiet coordination. This intelligence is not centralized. It is distributed, shared among soil, leaf, air, and the countless small lives moving between them. A fallen branch becomes shelter. Moist soil becomes nourishment. A scent trail becomes guidance. Each element responds to the others without instruction. The forest does not think its way forward. It feels its way. Insects are deeply attuned to this shared intelligence. They do not dominate their environment or resist it. They listen, respond, and adjust. When conditions change, they change with them softly, without struggle. This intelligence is patient. It allows time for mistakes to dissolve naturally. It allows imbalance to settle back into harmony without force. Nothing is rushed into correction. Everything is given space to find its place again. As you rest within this idea, notice how different it feels from constant effort. There is relief in knowing that balance does not depend on control, that life can organize itself when given calm conditions. Your own body participates in this same quiet intelligence. Even now, as you rest, systems communicate without words. Temperature adjusts, breath deepens, muscles release in response to safety. You do not need to manage these processes. They happen because they know how. The rainforest teaches this lesson gently, Intelligence does not need to be loud to be effective. It does not need to be visible to be real. Sometimes it is felt as ease, as continuity, as the sense that everything is quietly working together. Night deepens further, and the forest becomes even more still. Yet intelligence remains active, flowing beneath awareness, guiding rest, preparing renewal. Let this understanding settle into you. You do not need to solve anything tonight. You do not need to understand everything. Like the forest, you are supported by systems that know how to sustain you. In the Congo Rainforest, intelligence is not something added to life. It is life itself, moving gently through every layer. And as this quiet wisdom surrounds you, we continue deeper into wonder, where reflection softens even further, and rest becomes not just an outcome, but a natural state of being. In the Congo Rainforest, memory does not belong to a single moment. It spreads across the land itself, held quietly in contours, textures, and patterns that endure long after individual lives have passed. The landscape remembers, not through stories, but through shape and rhythm. Insects move through this memory without effort. They follow paths that have been softened by time. They rest in places that have offered shelter before. They return to spaces where warmth lingers and moisture remains, guided by cues left behind through years of repetition. A hollow beneath a root remembers countless pauses. A fallen log remembers many seasons of rain and shade. Soil remembers the pressure of small bodies passing gently over it, again and again. None of this memory is fixed. It changes slowly, accommodating new impressions while holding on to what continues to serve. The rainforest carries this memory forward patiently. When conditions shift, the land adjusts. Paths fade, new ones form. Insects respond naturally, adapting without confusion or resistance. Memory here is not about preserving the past. It is about supporting the present. As you listen, imagine how comforting it feels to exist within a place that remembers how to hold life, a place where nothing needs to be explained, because the ground itself already knows what to do. Your own body carries memory in a similar way. Muscles remember how to relax. Breath remembers how to deepen. Calm returns more easily each time it is welcomed. Rest becomes familiar, like a path walked often in gentle light. Night deepens, and the forest grows quieter still. Insects settle into spaces shaped by earlier movement, trusting the landscape to support them through rest. They do not need to remain alert. The land holds the memory of safety for them. The rainforest teaches that memory does not have to be sharp or detailed. It can be soft, functional, and kind. It can exist simply to make life easier the next time around. Let this idea settle into you. You are resting within a moment shaped by everything that came before it. Every calm breath, every pause, every gentle letting go. Nothing is lost. Everything contributes quietly to where you are now. In the Congo Rainforest, landscapes remember how to nurture life without effort. And as this understanding lingers, we drift onward, deeper into wonder, where the forest's long memory blends seamlessly with the present moment, and rest becomes a natural continuation of all that has been. In the Congo Rainforest, adaptation unfolds quietly, without announcement. It does not arrive as sudden change, but as a gentle adjustment, small shifts made again and again until they feel natural. Insects embody this poetry of adaptation with effortless grace. A beetle adjusts its path around a fallen branch, not seeing it as an obstacle, but as part of the landscape now. An ant colony alters its trail slightly after rain softens the soil, choosing firmer ground without hesitation. A moth rests longer when the air cools, waiting patiently for warmth to return. None of these changes feel dramatic. They are subtle responses to what is present. Adaptation here is not about overcoming the environment. It is about listening to it. The rainforest supports this softness. Conditions shift gradually, allowing time for life to respond. Seasons change without sharp edges. Growth slows when resources thin and resumes gently when they return. Insects thrive because they are not required to be rigid. This flexibility creates resilience. When something changes, nothing breaks. Life simply bends, adjusts, and continues. The forest remains whole because its inhabitants know how to move with change rather than resist it. As you rest with this idea, notice how comforting it feels to imagine adaptation without struggle. There is relief in knowing that change does not need to be forceful or exhausting. It can be quiet. It can be kind. Your own body adapts in much the same way. When you slow your breathing, the nervous system responds. When you rest, energy redistributes gently. When you release tension, balance returns on its own. Night deepens further, and insects settle into positions that feel right for the moment. They do not cling to what worked earlier. They trust what works now. This is the poetry of adaptation, responding without judgment, changing without fear, continuing without urgency. The rainforest teaches that adaptability is not about constant motion. It is about awareness, knowing when to move, knowing when to pause, knowing when to let the moment shape you. Let this understanding settle into you. You do not need to prepare for change tonight. You are already capable of adjusting gently, just by being present. In the Congo Rainforest, adaptation keeps life flowing smoothly, like water finding its way around stones. And as this quiet flexibility surrounds you, we drift onward, deeper into wonder, where the forest's gentle lessons continue to unfold, and rest becomes easier with every breath. In the Congo Rainforest, cooperation is not limited to those who look alike or live close together. It extends across species, across layers of the forest, across moments in time. This cooperation is quiet and unspoken, woven gently into the fabric of daily life. Insects move through this shared space without claiming ownership. A flower opens at night, offering nectar to visiting moths. Those moths carry pollen onward, supporting plants they will never return to. Later, fallen petals become nourishment for insects on the forest floor, who in turn enrich the soil for new growth. Nothing in this exchange feels transactional. There is no accounting, no expectation of return. Each life contributes simply by existing in its own rhythm. The forest holds these interactions together, allowing them to unfold naturally. A beetle breaks down wood that once shaded a sapling. The soil enriched by that work supports new roots. Leaves grown from those roots provide shelter for insects that will one day become nourishment for birds and mammals. The cycle continues, gently linking lives that never meet. This cooperation does not require awareness. Insects do not know the broader impact of their actions. They do not need to. The system functions because each role fits comfortably within the whole. As you listen, notice how peaceful this idea feels. Cooperation without obligation, contribution without pressure, a shared existence that asks only for presence. Your own rest participates in this kind of cooperation. By slowing down, you allow your body to recover. By resting, you support future energy. By letting go of effort, you allow balance to return naturally. Night deepens, and interactions become quieter still. Movement slows, exchanges continue at a gentler pace. Even in rest, cooperation remains active. Nutrients circulate, air shifts, life prepares for renewal. The Congo Rainforest teaches that cooperation does not need coordination. It arises when conditions are supportive and time is allowed to do its work. Let this understanding settle into you. You do not need to manage how everything fits together. You're already part of a system that supports you quietly, without demand. In the forest, cooperation feels like ease. It feels like trust. It feels like knowing that life continues smoothly when each part is allowed to be exactly as it is. And as this sense of quiet togetherness surrounds you, we drift onward, deeper into wonder, where the forest's gentle lessons soften further, guiding us closer to rest and stillness. In the Congo Rainforest, life does not move in straight lines. It moves in circles, soft, patient, and unbroken. Every beginning carries an ending within it, and every ending opens quietly into something new. Insects live fully within this rhythm, without fear or resistance. A leaf falls from the canopy and comes to rest on the forest floor. For a time, it remains whole, holding the shape it once had. Slowly, insects arrive. Beetles explore its surface. Tiny creatures soften its edges. What was once a leaf becomes part of the soil, returning its nutrients to the roots below. An insect's life unfolds in stages: egg, larva, adult, each one complete in itself. No stage is rushed. No stage is clung to. Change arrives naturally, guided by time and conditions rather than effort. These cycles are not hidden or dramatic. They are woven quietly into daily life. Insects accept them as part of being alive. There is no struggle against transition. There is trust that what comes next will arrive when it is ready. As you listen, notice how calming this perspective can feel. The idea that endings are not failures. They are gentle returns, back to the soil, back to the system, back to the flow of life. Your own experiences move through similar cycles. Activity gives way to rest. Focus softens into drifting. Wakefulness transitions gently toward sleep. Nothing is lost in this process. Energy is simply redistributed. Night deepens, and the forest becomes a place of quiet returning. Insects settle into stillness. Leaves rest where they have fallen. The air cools, signaling a pause before renewal. The rainforest does not hurry these cycles. It allows each phase to complete itself fully. This patience keeps the system balanced and calm. Let this understanding settle into you. You do not need to hold on to the day or prepare for tomorrow. You are moving naturally into a phase of rest, just as the forest does. In the Congo Rainforest, life flows forward by returning again and again to what supports it. And as this gentle rhythm continues, we drift onward, ready to reflect on what the forest teaches us about slowness itself, and how rest becomes not an escape, but a home we return to each night. In the Congo Rainforest, slowness is not an absence of life. It is a condition that allows life to unfold fully. Everything here seems to move at a pace that leaves room for noticing, for adjusting, for resting without apology. Insects live comfortably within this tempo, never urging the moment forward. A beetle crosses the forest floor, one careful step at a time. There is no destination pressing it onward. Each movement is complete on its own. An ant pauses along a familiar path, antennae gently exploring the air before continuing. A moth rests beneath a leaf, unbothered by the passing minutes. This slowness creates space for the ground to settle after rain, space for scents to linger long enough to guide, space for energy to be conserved and restored. The forest depends on this pace to remain balanced. Insects thrive because they do not fight the speed of their world. They accept it. They move when conditions invite movement. They pause when the environment grows quiet. Slowness becomes a form of intelligence, a way of staying aligned with what is present. As you listen, you may feel your own sense of time stretching gently. Moments no longer stack tightly together. Instead, they open, allowing breath to deepen and awareness to soften. Your body responds naturally to this slower rhythm. Heartbeat steadies. Muscles release their holding. Thoughts drift without urgency. There is no pressure to arrive anywhere else. The rainforest teaches that slowness is not wasted time. It is how systems remain healthy. Growth happens gradually. Renewal happens quietly. Stability emerges when nothing is forced to move faster than it should. Night deepens, and the pace slows even further. Insects reduce their movement, settling into positions that feel restful. The forest seems to hum softly, not with activity, but with presence. There is serenity in this collective slowing, a shared understanding that rest supports what comes next, that nothing meaningful is lost by moving gently. Let this sense of slowness settle into you. Tonight, there is nowhere to go, nothing to complete. You are allowed to linger in this moment, breathing steadily, letting time unfold without effort. In the Congo Rainforest, slowness is not a pause between important events. It is the rhythm that makes everything else possible. And as this serenity continues to deepen, we drift onward, ready to reflect on what the forest teaches us about letting go and how rest becomes a quiet return to ourselves. In the Congo Rainforest, letting go is not an act of loss. It is a natural movement, as familiar and necessary as breathing out. Nothing here clings for long. Leaves loosen their hold when the time comes. Insects release what no longer serves them. The forest remains whole because it knows how to soften its grip. A leaf falls without resistance, guided by gravity and air. It rests where it lands, becoming part of the ground that once supported it from above. Insects arrive gently, breaking it down into simpler forms. What was once held becomes shared. What was once separate returns to the whole. Insects practice letting go in quiet ways. A trail fades when it is no longer useful. A shelter is abandoned when conditions change. A stage of life completes itself and gives way to the next. None of this feels abrupt. Each release happens gradually, with time to adjust. The rainforest supports this process by offering continuity. Even as forms change, the system remains steady. Letting go does not lead to emptiness. It leads to transformation. As you listen, notice how calming this idea can feel. The permission to release without fear, to trust that what follows will arrive naturally. Your own body understands this rhythm. Each exhale is a letting go. Muscles relax when they no longer need to hold. Thoughts drift away when they are not needed. Rest begins not when effort increases, but when it decreases. Night deepens and the forest lets go of activity. Sounds soften, movements slow. Insects settle into stillness, releasing the need to remain alert. The environment signals that it is safe to rest. Let this understanding settle into you. There is nothing you need to hold on to tonight. The day can loosen its grip. Plans can fade into the background. Awareness can soften without disappearing. In the Congo Rainforest, letting go is how balance is maintained. It prevents accumulation. It allows renewal. It keeps life light and flexible. As this gentle release continues around you, notice how your breathing becomes easier, how the weight of the moment lightens. You are not giving anything up. You are returning it to where it belongs. And as the forest rests within this quiet release, we drift onward, ready to reflect on how returning home again and again is woven into the natural world, guiding us closer to sleep with every calm breath. In the Congo Rainforest, returning home does not require distance or direction. Home is not a place reached after travel. It is a state of settling, of recognizing when it is time to rest and allowing that rest to happen naturally. Insects understand this instinctively. They do not search for stillness. They return to it. As night deepens, insects drift back toward familiar shelters. Beneath leaves, within bark, inside the cool softness of soil, they find spaces that feel right. These places are not chosen for comfort alone, but for familiarity. The forest holds countless small homes, shaped over time by repeated returns. An ant pauses at the edge of its trail, sensing the quiet. A beetle settles beneath a log it has visited before. A moth rests against a leaf that has offered shelter many times. These returns are unremarkable, yet deeply grounding. Nothing needs to change. Everything is already where it belongs. The rainforest supports this return by remaining consistent. The ground feels the same beneath each step. The air cools predictably. Darkness arrives gently, inviting stillness rather than demanding it. As you listen, notice how this sense of returning can feel within you. You are not moving towards something unfamiliar. You are coming back to a state you already know. A state your body recognizes. A place where effort dissolves and presence remains. Your breath mirrors this return. Each inhale gathers awareness. Each exhale releases it back into the quiet. Muscles soften as they remember how to rest. The mind drifts without direction, content to remain where it is. In the Congo Rainforest, stillness is not emptiness. It is fullness without motion. It is life gathered inward, preparing quietly for what comes next. Night becomes deeper, and the forest holds the stillness with care. Insects remain at rest, their energy preserved, their roles complete for now. Nothing is unfinished, nothing is waiting. Let this understanding settle into you. You have arrived where you need to be. There is nowhere else to go tonight. Rest is not something you must achieve. It is something you return to. In the rainforest, returning home happens again and again. Each night, each pause, each moment of quiet. And as this feeling of home surrounds you, we begin our gentle descent, allowing reflection to soften into calm, and calm to ease naturally into sleep, guided by the steady rhythm of the living world around us. As the Congo Rainforest grows quieter still, the question from earlier returns, not with urgency, but with ease. It drifts back gently, like a familiar shape seen in low light. What does a forest remember? Now, after wandering slowly through small lives and patient systems, the question feels lighter. It no longer asks for explanation. It simply rests within the calm that surrounds it. The forest remembers how to settle. Insects have shown this quietly, again and again. They pause when the air cools. They return to shelter when darkness deepens. They allow stillness to arrive without resistance. Memory here is not stored in thought, but in habit, gentle, repeated acts of rest. The forest remembers balance not by holding tightly, but by releasing at the right time. Movement gives way to pause. Activity dissolves into calm. Nothing feels unfinished because everything is allowed to complete itself. As you listen, notice how this understanding settles within you. The day does not need to be reviewed. Thoughts do not need to be resolved. Like the forest, you can remember how to rest simply by doing it. Your body carries this memory already. Each evening, it prepares quietly for stillness. Breath slows, muscles soften, awareness turns inward without effort. This is not learned behavior, it is remembered behavior. Night deepens further, and the rainforest becomes a place of soft containment. Sounds fade into the background. Even insects remain mostly still now, their presence felt rather than seen. The system continues, but at its quietest level. The question beneath the leaves no longer seeks an answer. It has become part of the stillness itself. Perhaps the forest remembers how to let go. Perhaps it remembers how to trust cycles. Perhaps it remembers that rest is not the absence of life, but one of its essential forms. Let this idea rest with you. There is nothing more to understand tonight. You have followed the rhythm of the forest gently, and now the rhythm carries you. As breathing deepens and awareness softens, the rainforest holds you in its quiet memory, steady, patient, and kind. And with that, we continue our descent, allowing thoughts to grow fewer, images to blur, and rest to arrive naturally, like night settling fully across the leaves. As the night settles into its deepest hour, the Congo rainforest becomes quieter in a way that feels complete, not empty, not silent, simply softened, the kind of quiet that holds everything gently without asking for attention. Most movement has slowed now. Insects remain tucked into familiar places, beneath leaves, within bark, inside the calm shelter of soil. Their work is not finished forever, only paused. The forest understands this pause and supports it fully. Air cools slightly, wrapping the landscape in a steady calm. Moisture rests on surfaces without dripping or falling. Scents linger longer, drifting slowly rather than dispersing. Even sound seems to rest, arriving only as distant, softened echoes. This quiet is not imposed. It arrives naturally as the result of many small decisions made by life itself. Insects responded to cues earlier in the evening, cooler air, dimmer light, slower rhythms, and now they rest comfortably within those choices. The forest holds this stillness like a deep breath held gently, without strain. Nothing is waiting to happen. Nothing needs to change. As you listen, notice how your own body mirrors this quiet. Muscles loosen further. Breath becomes slower, smoother, almost automatic. Thoughts drift like distant shapes, less defined, less demanding. There is no need to follow them. Like insects settling for the night, you can allow awareness to remain present without movement, simply resting where you are. The rainforest does not disappear in this quiet. Life continues, but at its most subtle level. Processes carry on beneath the surface, nutrients shifting, air circulating, warmth held gently in the soil. Nothing stops. Everything rests. This is the forest's way of conserving energy, of allowing recovery without interruption. Insects rely on this deep quiet to sustain them through the long cycle of life. Let this understanding settle into you. Rest is not a break from living. It is part of living. It supports what comes next by honoring what is needed now. Night deepens further, and the quiet feels thicker, more enveloping. The forest becomes a place you can sink into rather than observe, a presence that holds you rather than surrounds you. There is nothing to listen for now, nothing to imagine clearly, just the sense of being held within a calm, steady environment that asks nothing of you. And as this quiet continues to deepen, we move gently toward the final return, allowing stillness to become the dominant rhythm, guiding you softly toward sleep. The Congo Rainforest now rests in its most settled state. Night has fully arrived, not as an event, but as a condition, one that wraps gently around every leaf, every root, every small life tucked into stillness. The rhythm of the forest has slowed to its calmest pace, steady and reliable. Insects remain where they have chosen to rest. Beneath curled leaves, inside softened wood, within the cool security of soil, their bodies are quiet. Energy is held close, preserved for another time. There is no urgency to wake, no need to remain alert. The night provides everything required for rest. This rhythm is ancient and familiar. It has repeated itself countless times, and each time it brings the same sense of ease. The forest trusts it completely. Insects trust it instinctively. They settle because the night tells them it is safe to do so. Air moves slowly now, barely noticeable. Moisture remains suspended, giving the forest a gentle heaviness that encourages stillness. Even the spaces between sounds feel wider, more open. Silence becomes something you can lean into. As you listen, notice how this rhythm begins to carry you as well. Breathing falls into an even pattern, unforced and natural. Each inhale arrives smoothly. Each exhale releases a little more weight. Muscles soften further, letting go of their last holding. The mind follows this rhythm without resistance. Thoughts slow, then space out, leaving wider gaps of quiet between them. There is no need to focus or direct attention. Awareness can rest wherever it naturally settles. The rainforest does not rush the night. It allows stillness to deepen gradually, knowing that rest is most complete when it arrives gently. Insects remain motionless, supported by the environment that has prepared itself for this pause. Let yourself settle in the same way. You do not need to do anything else. You have already followed the forest's rhythm here. Now it carries you. Night continues to hold the land evenly, without change or interruption. Everything feels steady, predictable, safe. As the rhythm of the rainforest remains slow and constant, you may feel yourself drifting closer to sleep, not as a destination, but as a natural continuation of this calm. And as this settling deepens, we move toward the final return, where words soften further, images fade, and rest becomes the only remaining motion. The Congo Rainforest now feels entirely held by the night, not covered, not hidden, held. The kind of holding that does not press or confine, but supports from every side. Leaves remain still. The ground is steady. The air rests in place, cool and calm. Insects remain where they settled earlier, their small bodies quiet and at ease. There is no movement to follow now, no patterns to observe. Their presence is sensed rather than seen, like a gentle assurance that life continues even in stillness. This quiet does not feel empty. It feels complete. The forest has done what it needed to do. Nourishment has moved where it was required. Paths have been followed and released. Energy has been gathered and then allowed to rest. Nothing remains unfinished. Nothing asks for attention. As you listen, notice how this feeling of being held extends to you. Your body rests against the surface beneath it, supported without effort. Breath flows in and out naturally, no longer needing guidance. Each exhale releases you a little deeper into comfort. Thoughts, if they appear at all, are softer now, less distinct. They pass like faint echoes and fade on their own. There is no reason to follow them. The quiet is doing the work for you. The rainforest. This is the moment when activity dissolves almost completely. Life has folded inward, not disappearing, but resting at its deepest level. Even processes that continue do so silently, without drawing awareness. The forest trusts this quiet. It knows that rest is not a pause between important moments. It is one of the important moments. Insects depend on it. The land depends on it. Balance is maintained because stillness is allowed to be complete. Let this understanding settle fully into you. You are not waiting for anything else tonight. You have arrived at the place where effort ends. The quiet does not need to deepen further. It is already enough, already holding you. As breathing continues steadily and awareness softens even more, words begin to matter less. Images blur gently at the edges. The sense of time loosens until it barely registers. You are resting within the same calm that holds the forest, steady, patient, and kind. And from here, we move naturally into final rest, where nothing more needs to be said, and sleep is free to arrive in its own gentle way. The last traces of light have fully softened now. In the Congo Rainforest, there is no longer a sense of evening becoming night. There is only night itself, steady, familiar, and unchanging. The forest rests within it as if returning to something it has always known. The canopy above no longer shifts. Leaves remain still, no longer catching light or shadow. Beneath them, the forest floor feels settled, held in a calm that does not ask for attention. The earth is steady, supportive, quiet. Insects remain deeply at rest. Their small bodies are tucked into places shaped perfectly for stillness, beneath bark, inside soil, within the gentle curve of leaves. They are no longer responding to signals or cues. They have already arrived where they need to be. Nothing in the forest is waiting. Nothing anticipates the next moment. The present is complete. As you listen, notice how this sense of completeness reaches you as well. There is no part of you that needs to stay alert. No reason to hold awareness tightly. Your body rests easily, supported by the surface beneath it, just as the forest is supported by the earth. Breathing continues quietly, steady and unforced. Each breath arrives and leaves on its own, without effort. Muscles remain soft. The space behind your eyes feels open and relaxed. The rainforest does not measure this moment. It does not label it as rest or sleep. It simply allows it to be. Insects do the same, trusting that the stillness will carry them safely through the night. There are no images to follow now, no ideas to explore, only the gentle sense of being held within something calm and constant. The forest has quieted not because something ended, but because everything has settled into balance. This balance does not require attention. It maintains itself naturally. Let this steadiness become your own. You are not drifting away from anything. You are sinking gently into support, into stillness that feels safe and familiar. In the Congo Rainforest, this is the hour when even memory feels unnecessary. The land does not need to remember what it has already become. And as this quiet continues, you remain here, resting, breathing, supported, allowing sleep to move closer without invitation, without effort, simply because the conditions are right. The Congo Rainforest now breathes at its slowest rhythm, not a breath that rises and falls visibly, but one that exists as a steady presence, soft, even, and unbroken. Everything rests within this rhythm, held gently without needing to move. Insects remain completely settled. There's no tracing of paths now, no testing of the air. Their breathing is subtle, almost imperceptible, blending seamlessly with the surrounding stillness. They are not aware of resting. They simply are. The forest floor holds warmth gathered earlier in the day. Soil remains soft and supportive. Roots rest quietly, drawing what they need without effort. Even moisture seems to pause, resting lightly on surfaces without dripping or shifting. As you listen, your own breathing naturally aligns with this calm. Inhale arrives smoothly, without pulling. Exhale lengthens gently, releasing without intention. There is no need to follow the breath. It carries itself. The space around you feels wider now, less defined. Sounds have faded into the background completely. Any remaining sensations soften, becoming part of a single, steady experience of rest. The rainforest does not distinguish between waking and sleeping at this hour. It exists in a state beyond those labels, where awareness is low and presence is enough. Life continues quietly, supported by the steadiness of the night. Insects depend on this deep rest to sustain them. Their bodies recover gently. Energy redistributes without awareness. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is delayed. Everything unfolds exactly as it should. Let this understanding ease any remaining effort within you. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to prepare for. Sleep does not need to be invited. It arrives naturally when the environment is calm. You are surrounded by the same quiet that supports the forest. A quiet that does not require silence. A quiet that allows everything to soften. If thoughts appear, they drift without direction, like faint mist dissolving into the air. There is no need to follow them. They fade on their own. The rainforest continues to breathe steadily, carrying you with it. Each moment blends seamlessly into the next, without edges or transitions. And as this gentle breathing remains constant, You are free to rest fully within it, allowing awareness to fade naturally and sleep to arrive as quietly as the forest itself. In the Congo Rainforest, even thought seems to soften at this hour. Not just human thought, but the subtle movement of attention itself. The forest no longer offers details to follow. Shapes blur, edges dissolve. What remains is a gentle sense of being, uninterrupted. Insects rest without awareness of resting. There is no checking of surroundings, no listening for cues. Their bodies remain still, supported completely by the places they chose earlier, beneath bark, within soil, against the quiet curve of leaves. The forest holds them without effort. Nothing is being processed now. Nothing is being decided. The air feels smooth and even. Temperature holds steady. The night no longer changes. It simply continues, calm and dependable. As you listen, notice how your own thoughts have slowed. They may appear only faintly now, like distant echoes with no clear shape. They do not connect into stories. They do not ask for response. They pass and fade, one by one. There is space between thoughts now. Wide, open space. In that space, rest settles more deeply. Your body feels heavier, but not weighed down, supported. The surface beneath you holds your shape gently. Muscles no longer signal. Breath moves on its own, quiet and steady. The rainforest exists in the same condition. Life is present, but inward. Energy has folded gently back into itself. Even time feels less noticeable, as if moments are no longer counted. There is nothing you need to remember from this journey. The forest does not remember details at this depth of rest. It remembers only balance, and that balance is already here. If awareness remains, it is soft and unfocused, like light filtered through many layers of leaves. Nothing sharp, nothing demanding. The quiet feels safe because it is complete. Nothing is missing, nothing is approaching. This moment stands on its own. In the Congo Rainforest, this is where the night does its deepest work. Not through movement, but through stillness, through allowing everything to settle fully. Let yourself settle the same way. There is no need to stay with the words now. They can fade, just as the forest fades from attention while remaining present. You are resting within a calm that does not require awareness. And as this quiet continues, sleep becomes less like something arriving and more like something already here, waiting patiently for awareness to drift gently out of the way. In the Congo Rainforest, the night no longer feels deep or shallow. It simply is. There are no layers left to move through, no transitions unfolding. Everything has settled into a single, continuous calm, smooth and without edges. Insects remain entirely still now, not because they are watching or waiting, but because rest has fully taken hold. Their presence blends into the forest so completely that it is no longer possible to separate body from shelter, breath from air, stillness from life. The ground holds warmth evenly. The canopy above remains quiet and unmoving. The space between them feels balanced, complete, and undisturbed. As you listen, you may notice that awareness itself has softened, not fading abruptly, but thinning gently, like mist dissolving into the night air. There is no clear point where attention rests anymore. It drifts without direction, without effort. Breathing continues, steady and calm, but even breath may feel distant now, something happening without needing to be noticed. The body feels present, yet less defined, supported, yet light. The rainforest rests in this same way. Nothing signals change, nothing interrupts the calm. Life continues quietly beneath awareness, held securely by patterns that do not need observation. There is no need to stay with any image or idea. The forest does not ask to be imagined anymore. It simply holds. If a thought appears, it dissolves before it can form fully. If a sound drifts through awareness, it blends into the quiet without meaning. Everything becomes part of the same soft background. This is not emptiness. It is fullness without focus. A place where nothing needs to be added or taken away. In the Congo Rainforest, this is the hour when even the idea of night fades. There is only rest, extending gently in all directions. Let yourself drift here. There is no boundary to cross, no moment to arrive at. Sleep does not begin at a specific point. It spreads quietly, like calm moving through water. You are already within it. And as this drifting continues, words become unnecessary. The forest remains, the quiet remains, and you rest within both without needing to notice either. There is nothing more to follow now. The Congo Rainforest rests in a calm so complete it no longer asks to be noticed. The night holds steady, unchanged, carrying every small life gently within it. Leaves remain still. The ground is quiet and warm. The air rests evenly, without movement or sound that asks for attention. Insects remain deeply at rest, their presence folded fully into the forest itself. They are no longer separate from bark, soil, or leaf. Everything has blended into a single, quiet whole. Life continues, but so softly that it feels like stillness. Awareness no longer needs to stay alert. It can loosen completely now, like a hand opening after holding something gently for a long time. There is no need to listen, imagine, or remember. The forest does not require it. Rest does not require it. Breathing continues on its own, slow and steady. Each breath moves through you as naturally as air moves through the rainforest. There is nothing to guide, nothing to adjust. Everything is already in balance. The journey through the forest has completed itself, not with an ending, but with a settling. Like insects returning to shelter, like night returning to the land, you have arrived where you need to be. Nothing is missing. Nothing is waiting. The Congo Rainforest remains calm and patient, carrying on without sound or effort. Its quiet rhythms continue beneath awareness, just as your own body continues to rest and recover without needing direction. Words no longer matter here. They can fade as gently as the last trace of light beneath the canopy. Images soften and dissolve. The sense of time loosens until it no longer needs to be held. You are free to rest fully now, supported by the same calm that holds the forest, steady, ancient, and kind. Everything flows through the wild. Sleep in that motion.